What's up everybody, Aaron here, Sinister Gaming. This video I've been thinking about doing for a long time. Basically the whole tabletop gaming thing was what really pushed me in this direction. So this video is really going to be over my 3D printers and the stuff that I am 3D printing. I guess I'll just quit screwing around here and show you what I'm using. So these are Creality Ender 3s. They're all over YouTube. It's a super popular 3D printer because they're extremely low cost. You can catch these on sale below $200 and it comes with everything you need to get started, including the little pry tools to get your stuff off of the print bed. These are extremely popular because for one, they're cheap. For another, Creality is a good brand. There's good parts support. You can, there's good support for them when they break or wear out. And the other thing is they do phenomenal quality as long as they're adjusted right and everything. So because they are kind of a cheap Chinese printer, sometimes it does take a little bit to get them dialed in, but there are wonderful support groups on Facebook. I'll just go ahead and mention it's Fat Dragon Games, who are pretty well known for their papercraft and now 3D printer files. So they've designed an entire tile system and whatnot to do gaming terrain. So their Facebook page this is the most predominant printer that people use on there, so there's tons of support for it, and it's a really great printer to get started with. They're low cost enough that where I printed one and I bought one and started to get a little bit frustrated with how long it was taking to make progress on my dungeon I was printing, so I ended up picking up another one on sale. So these are low cost enough to where it is not outside the realm of possibility to own half a dozen of these things. But anyway, that's basically what I'm using, and the software that I'm using to run them is Cura, Ultimaker Cura. It's a free software package that slices 3D models. For the most part, it does a pretty good job. It's pretty easy to use. You can pick up and start printing right off the bat. So, talking about quality, this is my painting station over here. I paint the basic WizKids minis and stuff, but these are all minis that I have printed with 3D printer, and you can see some of the quality you can get if you're printing at a small enough layer. You can barely tell the stuff is 3D printed at all. I have some figures that you can't really tell. And if you're good with support, you can make some really great looking stuff. Let me get an example here for you. These two guys here are 3D printed. These are models that I picked up on These are models that I picked up on Thingiverse. There are lots of creators out there who will do up some designs and then put them up there for the community to use. I couldn't tell you who these guys are, but they do a pretty nice job. So this is a Nothic, which is hard to find a D&D miniature for that guy, so it's a pretty popular download. People like to print out the Nothic because he's used in a pretty predominantly used D&D adventure. But anyway, these are just some cultists, I'm kind of dreaming up a kind of a cultist base adventure for this dungeon I'm designing, and these are some of the figures that are going to be used in it. These are the ones that I haven't painted up yet. So your party meets in a tavern. This is one of the first projects that I did. These are all gaming tiles from Fat Dragon Games, and they call it the classic Tavern tile set. And it just really kind of became a obsession. I started printing out the tiles, and then you paint them and they look really good, and you start finding the furniture and the fixtures and all that stuff, and before long I've kind of laid out this entire tavern here to start adventures in, complete with kind of NPCs hanging out, and it's got the obligatory trapdoor leading into the dungeon. Alright, enough with the tavern. I'm going to show you guys the dungeon I'm working on. Okay, so here is my cultist dungeon. This is not done yet. I'm probably going to at least fill out these 3 gamer grids with tiles, but I have a session tomorrow night and it does not include this dungeon, so I'm going to have to tear this down. So that's why I'm shooting this video tonight, so I can get video of it while it's all assembled. So basically, while I've been printing this, I've been kind of cooking up a scenario in my head. It has to do with, of course, the stereotypical kidnapped villager's daughter for human sacrifice. The adventurers will track them into the tavern and then down underground, basically, where they will be greeted by the denizens of this dungeon. So my rough scenario here goes kind of like this. As they descend into the depths, they're going to open up into this kind of prayer chamber here, where you can see these cultists are conjuring up this water elemental. I don't know if he'll stay in the adventure, but I thought he was kind of fitting given the pool of water here. So my adventurers will probably be met with a battle right off the bat of some low-level cultists, just some cannon fodder, get some dice rolling and set the tone. And I think I'm gonna do I bought some black poster board over there that I'm gonna probably cut and cover each of these rooms and then reveal them as the party makes their way into them. So the first door, the archway they encounter, will be into the dining hall. This is where the cultists meet and whatever. And the archway in this room leads into the kitchens. I'll probably have another low-level denizen of this dungeon in here. And this door leads into the storage room, so there'll be foodstuffs and basic other goodies. Maybe there's a ghoul hiding out in there. So back out of there into the hall, and down this hallway we'll have a door to the right and a door to the left. So if they go right, it's going to lead down this hallway. This hallway leads to this door, which opens into the crypts. So here we have some skeletons in here and a necromancer up here raising some undead. I also have this flesh golem guy in here. So this might be a pretty big throwdown in here, because I'll probably be adding some more skeletons. And it might end right here if they're taking on a necromancer and all of his his spawn. If they don't go through that door, the necromancer in here is quite preoccupied with his business, and he doesn't really pay attention to the screams that he hears coming from here. So here we have kind of a torture chamber slash prison. This is where they keep their sacrifice victims until they are called. So, and here's my jailer. He's got his Iron Maiden and his stocks and torture devices and whatnot. And this room actually has a secret door if the PCs choose to look, which conveniently leads into this secret hallway. The secret hallway has a broken out wall which leads into some darkness, some ghouls. So this kind of leads back here. Got some more ghouls hanging out back here, and back here is basically where they dispose of bodies. They put them back here and let their undeadies kind of gnaw on them until they're down to nothing but bones. So that's convenient for the keepers of this dungeon. In here, we'll get to that in a minute because that's getting close to the end. Let's change gears and go through the barracks. So off the main hall, if they go left, we have some barracks rooms, which I've kind of trashed the place. I need to clean it up, but we have a set of barracks here where several of the cultists sleep when they're not cleaning or doing other nefarious tasks. Here we have some type of meditation chamber. There's a door that leads into kind of a library where they study all kinds of dark and nasty things. And here's the Grand Master's quarters. You can see he's got nicer furnishings. He's got a little treasure chest over there. He's got a little desk for his study. This is where he hangs out. This room also has a secret door that leads into this hallway, as mentioned before. So, and basically, if you're on the goody good list, you can get through this door and into this staging chamber. So this is a staging chamber where they keep their victims or whatever. It's also guarded by a bunch of undead skeletons. And when they're finally summoned into the main chamber, they'll cross the threshold through these double doors into this main summoning chamber here. So see, I have some senior cultists here that'll be summoning here at this circle. And then you can see up here on the plinth, they have a sacrificial kind of deus and obligatory maiden who's about to get it from the knife here while this guy prays to his heathen god. See, I got some nice 3D printed braziers going in here. I got some more of those I need to paint. And then I haven't decided if I'm going to animate these gargoyles or not. It depends on if I decide to throw some kind of demon at them coming through this portal. But anyway, that is the rough layout of my dungeon at this point. This is going to get bigger as it goes, and I'm also looking at making it multi-level, at least have some elevation change. But these 3D printed tiles, again from Fat Dragon Games, this is several months worth of printing. So the majority of all of this furniture and whatnot is also 3D printed, sourced from Thingiverse, as well as a few other places. Some of it purchased, such as like these ovens and whatnot. These are Heroes Horde, just because I couldn't find other stuff that I liked well enough. But majority of the stuff is gotten for free off of Thingiverse. There's lots of designers out there making really cool stuff, and they give it away to the community. So it's good to be a gamer in this day and age. So anyway, that is my dungeon. It's a quick overview. This plot and everything will probably shift as I make it larger, as well as I just need to figure out what other rooms and other things I want to throw at my group. And also, this whole scenario is kind of cooking up my head because I'm planning on taking this to Midwest Gamer Con next summer, and I'm gonna set up a booth and run adventures through there. I ran into a few people there this year who were doing it. Looked like a lot of fun, and they were, setting up some really cool dungeons, and it just made me want to do it. So as soon as I got home from there, I got my printer and I started printing. So anyway, that is my dungeon I am working on. If you're wanting to get into this, I suggest that if you're a gamer and a 3D printer, that you join the what do they call it, Dragon Lock and Dragon Bite 3D printer gaming terrain. So a great Facebook group. Most of the people on here are really nice. They give lots of advice if you're having trouble with your printers or whatnot. They give lots of advice if you're printing the Fat Dragon stuff. People have profiles on here, just all kinds of goodness. Good place to get ideas and whatnot. So if you're looking to get into this, I highly suggest joining up with this group. Even if you're not into printing the terrain, there's a lot of knowledge here that goes along for the Ender 3 printer. So anyway, that is it. Just wanted to show you guys my 3D printers and my huge project. I'll stop blabbing now and get off of here. But appreciate you guys watching. If you wouldn't mind, subscribe to my YouTube channel, or head out to Facebook, search up Sinister Tabletop Gaming. Maybe give my Facebook page a like. I would appreciate that. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.